Success isn't just about hard work. It's also about your unfair advantage. Each of us has one.
I myself am strange and unusual.
And if you don't know yours, then continue watching this video. I'll be breaking down some tips from the book The Unfair Advantage, How You Already Have What It Takes to Succeed by Ash Ali and Hasan Kubba. I'll also be breaking down my personal unfair advantage as I'm discovering that myself.
Who am I? I don't know.
The first question we have to ask ourselves is, what is our unique combination of education and experience? With this unique combination that makes you unique, because everyone in their own life is different from one another. We're not copies of each other.
Hi there. How are you sleeping? Good?
This is often referred to as the skill stack or talent stack by Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert. He emphasizes that you don't need to be the best and master of one thing in the world. Instead, you can be slightly above average in multiple things to create a unique profile that fits your niche or fits whatever it is you're trying to do. So for me personally, I love having deep conversations with people. This is why I started a podcast. And I'm not the best at it, but my natural curiosity helps me make the conversations flow smoother. So let's combine this with my natural life experience of being in the Navy for 8 years. This is what makes me unique. So I have this natural curiosity, which prompted me to start a podcast and create a podcast YouTube channel. And then I also have a 8-year naval career, which is different for everybody. And then I also have a business degree. So a combination is what makes people unique. Some people have similar combinations. I'm also a first-generation Filipino that was born and raised in America. My mom was the first one to come to America and raised me on her own as a single parent. That's another thing that makes me unique and different from other people. Comment down below what is your unique combination that makes you special. Now, how do you use your unique set of stacked skills and talent and align that with an area of expertise? Well, a great example of this would be, let's bring it back to what I'm doing now. So what makes a expert podcaster? Let's say they know how to speak without stumbling too much. They know how to speak concisely and clearly. They know how to keep the conversation going. They have a unique personality to who they are. These are a bunch of different skills that I think can be learned. But it also makes you unique because each individual is different. You're not going to be exactly the same as every other podcaster unless you just blatantly copy them. So what are other complementary skills that go along with podcasting? For my example, maybe it'd be marketing. Maybe it'd be unique content creation. Maybe it'd be writing a newsletter that you can send out to your email subscribers. These would all be complementary skills that would support the area of expertise in podcasting and content creation. Another great example of somebody who exudes skill stacking and talent stacking is Elon Musk. This is a man who masters engineering, business, physics, science, and communication. And that's what makes him unique. That's his unfair advantage. and his capacity to work and work ethic. There's so much that you can learn from people who are already practicing this. So ask yourself, what is one thing that you can do? What is a skill, a new skill that you can learn that aligns with your area of expertise that you want to do? Another great example of this is, for me personally, I'm starting to get back into personal training and starting to build that business back up. So what is a skill that aligns with personal training? Maybe it's communication. Again, learning how to communicate clearly and concisely to people. And maybe it's coordinating. Maybe it's learning how to listen better, learning to listen to people's needs and what their issues are. Maybe it's learning physical therapy. Maybe that's something that's unique to personal training. So not all personal trainers know how to properly practice physical therapy with their clients. Maybe that'd be another unique advantage that I could learn to help me increase my unfair advantage. So what's something that you do right now that you could learn a new skill in that would increase your unfair advantage? The next area that Ash and Hasan speak about is being lucky. How does luck and exposure lead to an increase in an unfair advantage? This one is kind of tricky because sometimes you could be purely lucky and time everything right. For example, the 2008 crash. Let's say right after the crash, at the very bottom of the market, you just started to learn how to invest in stocks and real estate, whatever. And you were stockpiling cash and you had thousands of dollars to just invest. And you invested at the peak bottom of the market. And over the next 5 years, the stock market boomed and just constantly went up. See, that's purely lucky, right? Versus somebody who would be unlucky, who had the same thing, same idea, but invested all their money at the peak of the market. So when it crashed, they basically lost it all. This is an example of being purely lucky. But what does this have to do with having an unfair advantage? Well, if you expose yourself to more resources and opportunity and putting yourself out there, you will increase your chances of being lucky. Oprah Winfrey said, "I believe luck is just preparation meeting opportunity. If you hadn't been prepared enough when the opportunity came along, you wouldn't have been lucky." Jason Roberts, author and entrepreneur, coined the idea of luck surface area, where the more you interact with others, the more you share ideas and put yourself out there and take action, don't just talk about it, the higher your chances increase for serendipitous opportunities. A very modern and prominent example today for this is social media influencers. Sometimes they're lucky, sometimes they have a unique combination of personality, humor, maybe looks, they're handsome, they're beautiful, maybe whatever it is. But they wouldn't be in that position if they didn't even put themselves out there on social media to even give themselves a chance at an opportunity to gain an influence or gain a following, or being reached out by sponsors and unique collaborations with other creators. This only happened because they put themselves out there and they created more of a chance of an opportunity to increase their chances of luck and something happening. This is kind of the same area that I'm in right now. I'm creating a podcast because it's what I love to do. I love trying to help people. I love learning. And I love documenting my journey. So by creating this video that you're watching now, I'm inherently increasing my chances of an opportunity happening in the future. So I challenge you, whoever's listening, to share more of your ideas with the general public on forums, on Reddit, on your social media. DM people about what you're doing, or go to networking events. Put yourself out there to increase your chances of something opportunistic to happen. The next area is identify problems that you could solve. This is the age-old entrepreneurial question, where if you could solve a problem that a lot of people have, you can create a business out of it. For example, Apple. He created Apple computers because the lack of design and simplicity in the marketplace of computers. So what are some unique problems that you specifically have that you can also solve based on your experiences and different perspective of life? So something unique to me. I am a first generation Filipino with a business degree, born and raised in America. Also have 8 years of naval military experience. What problem can I solve? I also love fitness and personal development. What problem can I solve? I could potentially help other first generation immigrants, not just Filipino. But if I want to specify even further, I could help specifically Filipino first generation immigrants that maybe they just came to America, they just got their citizenship. Maybe I can help them start their fitness journey or personal development journey and break the cultural barriers to help them get comfortable living in America for the first time. Another great example of identifying a problem that you can solve to create an unfair advantage is Airbnb. Think about what they did to the hotel industry. They made it optional and available for anyone in the world to create a space to rent your place out to, or to vacate to have a holiday at, all for cheaper options than a hotel. And this turned out to be $1 billion company. So I encourage you to reflect on pain points that maybe you have personally, and then reflect on your unfair advantage of what makes you unique, as we previously mentioned, and consider how your skills and what makes you unique and what you can do to solve this problem. Lastly, how can we be more resourceful and test ideas that stick? What are some quick, cheap, and effective ways that you can test these ideas for your unfair advantage that actually stick? It could be simply doing what I'm doing now, creating a video that I'm curious about and interested in to break down my own unfair advantage, posting it online and seeing the feedback, the criticism, the positive, the negative, the comments, and then go from there. That's a great way to test your ideas out. Another way is to create online surveys, polls, go on threads, Twitter, ask questions. Another great example for myself would be, since I was in the military and now I'm currently a civilian, what is one problem that I could solve to help people transition from being in the military into civilian life? What is something I could help them? Think about the company Netflix. You've all heard of Netflix. How did they test their unfair advantage? They were one of the first streaming platforms to break into the market. And what did they do? They tested it online. So Netflix originally had physical rental DVDs and video games that were shipped directly to your house. And eventually they tested their streaming services to already subscribed people that were already renting out their DVDs. They tested an idea to start streaming already to their existing customers. They did this by partnering with gaming console platforms, Blu-ray devices, and computers. Fast forward to today, Netflix is basically one of the biggest streaming platforms that led a streaming revolution, to be honest. So what is one thing that you can experiment with to test your ideas for your unique unfair advantage? That is going to be it for this episode and podcast session. Share your thoughts down below. And all I ask is, if you liked this video, share it with somebody else that you also think would like it. And until next time, stay curious, never give up, keep going. You got this. Peace.